The silent cry. The message that changed everything. The Deep Space Monitoring Station at the edge of the Galactic Coalition territory hummed with its usual quiet efficiency. Commander Wellness of the Torth species sat before her array of screens, monitoring the endless stream of data that floated through the communication networks. For 12 cycles, she had performed this duty with perfect dedication. Trade manifests, weather reports, routine check-ins from mining operations. Nothing ever changed in this corner of space. Until the signal arrived. At first, Wellness thought it was interference. The audio crackling through her speakers was broken and weak, barely audible above the static. But something about the tone made her pause. Her sensitive hearing caught the unmistakable sound of fear beneath the noise. She leaned forward, her four-fingered hands dancing across the controls to clean up the transmission. "This is Marathi Prime calling any vessel within range," the voice said, trembling with terror. "Unknown forces have entered our system. They are attacking our settlements. Our cities are burning. We have no defenses. Please, if anyone can hear this message, we need help. Our children are dying." The transmission cut out, replaced by the cold silence of space. Wellness stared at her screens, her heart's racing. The Marathi were one of the most peaceful species in the known galaxy. They were farmers and artists, living on a beautiful world of endless meadows and crystal-clear rivers. They had no military, no weapons, no way to defend themselves against aggression. The Coalition's cold response. Wellness immediately forwarded the distress call to her superior, Director Kalmuth. The elderly Vorton listened to the recording with growing concern, his scaled face darkening as the desperate plea played through his office speakers. "What forces do we have in that sector?" Kalmuth asked. Wellness checked her tactical displays. "Nothing close, Director. The nearest Coalition patrol is 8 days away at maximum speed. The Marathi don't have 8 days." Kalmuth's silence spoke volumes. "Send the distress call to all Coalition members. Someone must respond." The call went out across the galaxy to every member species of the Coalition. Wellness watched the responses come in, each one a nail in the coffin of the Marathi people. The Telvanni Empire said their fleets were engaged in border disputes. The Crystalline Collective claimed they lacked the military capacity to intervene. The Merchant Guild stated that Marathi Prime was outside their protection zone. One by one, every major power found reasons to look away. "What about the newcomers? The humans?" Wellness suggested quietly. "The Deathworlders. They only joined the Coalition 3 years ago. They barely have a presence in this region." "But they have ships," Wellness pressed. "I have seen their fleet reports. They have been building warships since they joined us. Many warships." The director considered this. The humans were still mysterious to most galactic species. They came from a world called Earth, a planet so dangerous that it had forged them into something unique. They called their world a death world, and they seemed almost proud of it. Their gravity was crushing, their weather violent, their very evolution shaped by constant struggle. "Send the message," Kalmuth decided. "It cannot hurt." Earth's answer. The distress call reached Earth Defense Command during the middle of the night cycle. Admiral Sarah Chen was reviewing supply reports in her office when her aide knocked urgently on her door. Lieutenant Marcus Webb entered, his face pale. "Admiral, we have received a priority distress call from the Coalition Monitoring Network. The Marathi species is under attack." Chen took the datapad and listened to the recording. She played it 3 times, each repetition making her expression harder. "What do we know about the Marathi?" Webb pulled up the files. "Peaceful agricultural species, Admiral. Population of approximately 50 million, no military capability whatsoever. They grow food for export to other coalition worlds. They have never been involved in any conflict. And the attackers? Unknown, but based on the pattern of attack, intelligence believes it might be the Zarok Dominion. They are known raiders operating beyond coalition borders. They specialize in attacking defenseless worlds and stripping them of resources. Chen stood and walked to the large window overlooking the shipyards. Dozens of human vessels sat ready in their berths, their hulls gleaming under the facility lights. Earth had spent the last 3 years building a fleet, learning from galactic technology while improving it with human innovation. What was the Coalition's response to the distress call? Chen asked. Webb hesitated. All major powers have declined to intervene, Admiral. They cite distance, lack of resources, and strategic priorities. Chen turned around, and Webb saw something dangerous in her eyes. They are letting innocent people die because it is inconvenient to save them. That appears to be the situation, yes. The Admiral walked to her desk and activated the communication system. This is Admiral Chen to all fleet commanders. Immediate emergency meeting in 1 hour. Full battle readiness protocol. Webb looked shocked. Admiral, the Marathi system is far beyond our normal patrol range. If we commit our forces to this rescue, we will be leaving Earth's defensive perimeter understaffed. Chen's voice was firm. Lieutenant, I did not join Earth Defense Force to sit in orbit while good people die. Get me fleet status reports. I want to know how many ships we can deploy and how fast we can get them moving. Within the hour, Earth's military command was assembled in the war room. Admiral Chen stood before a holographic display showing the location of Marathi Prime. The planet was represented by a small blue sphere, surrounded by red markers indicating hostile forces. Ladies and gentlemen, Chen began, we have received a distress call from the Marathi people. They are under attack by unknown forces. Every major galactic power has refused to help them. We are going to change that. Captain James Rodriguez of the heavy cruiser Defiant spoke up. Admiral, what is our current intelligence on enemy forces? Limited, Chen admitted, but based on coalition records, we believe the attackers are Zarok raiders. They typically use overwhelming force against soft targets. They are not expecting resistance from anyone. Commander Lisa Park, head of Earth's Marine Corps, asked the critical question, what are our rules of engagement? Chen's answer was immediate and clear. We go in fast and we go in hard. Our primary objective is protecting civilian lives. Secondary objective is eliminating the threat. We show the galaxy what happens when you attack defenseless people while humanity is watching. The fleet assembles. Across Earth's military installations, organized chaos erupted. The heavy cruisers Defiant, Thunder, and Valiant began loading ammunition and supplies. The destroyers Swift, Razor, and Lightning ran final system checks. The carrier Indomitable prepared its fighter squadrons for deployment. Earth's newest vessels, built specifically for deep space combat, came alive with activity. In the Marine barracks, Colonel David Foster briefed his soldiers. The men and women of the 1st Expeditionary Force were Earth's elite, trained for the most dangerous missions imaginable. They were power armor designed to function in the extreme environments of Earth's harshest regions. Their weapons could punch through the thick hides of Earth's megafauna. Marines, Foster said to his assembled troops, we are about to make humanity's first military intervention in galactic affairs. The Marathi people are peaceful farmers who grow food for half the coalition. They have no weapons, no defenses, and no one willing to help them, except us. Sergeant Maria Santos, a veteran of Earth's unification wars, raised her hand. Sir, what do we know about the enemy? The Zarok are raiders and slavers. They are larger than humans,
heavily armored, and experienced in terrorizing unarmed populations. But they have never faced soldiers from a death world. They are about to learn what that means. The Marines checked their equipment with practiced efficiency. Each soldier carried enough firepower to take on a platoon of standard galactic infantry. Their armor could withstand temperatures that would melt most alien metals. They had trained in Earth's deserts, mountains, and jungles, environments that would kill most galactic species within hours. Meanwhile, in the intelligence section, Lieutenant Commander Rachel Torres was compiling everything Earth knew about the Zarok Dominion. The information was disturbing. The Zarok had been raiding frontier worlds for decades, always targeting species that could not fight back. They would strip a planet of valuables, enslave the population, and move on.
When Deathworlders arrive. Arrival at Hell. The human fleet dropped out of hyperspace at the edge of the Marathi system, and what they saw made every crew member's blood run cold. The beautiful blue-green world that should have been a peaceful paradise was obscured by smoke and fire. Even from this distance, the sensors detected massive energy signatures from orbital bombardment. The Zarok were systematically destroying everything on the surface. Admiral Chen stood on the bridge of the Indomitable, her hands gripped tight behind her back as she studied the tactical display. Status report. Lieutenant Torres worked quickly at her station. Admiral, I am reading 15 large vessels in orbit around Marathi Prime. Configuration matches Zarok warship designs. They are positioned in bombardment formation, firing continuously at population centers on the surface. Captain Rodriguez's voice came through from the Defiant. Admiral, those ships are massive. Each one is at least 3 times the size of our heavy cruisers. Chen's expression did not change. Size is not everything, Captain. What else do we know? Torres continued her analysis. The Zarok ships are heavily armored on their forward sections, designed for intimidation and frontal assault. But their engine configurations are outdated. They are built for terrorizing defenseless colonies, not fighting maneuverable warships. Their weapon systems are powerful but slow to track fast-moving targets. Commander Park's voice joined the channel from the Marine transport. Admiral, I am detecting smaller craft moving between the ships and the surface. Looks like they are beginning ground operations. We need to move now. Chen nodded. All ships, battle stations, attack formation Delta 7. We hit them from multiple vectors simultaneously. Do not let them concentrate their fire. Rules of engagement are weapons-free. Any ship that does not immediately cease bombardment and withdraw is a hostile target. The human fleet accelerated toward the enemy positions. The crews had trained for this moment, running countless simulations of combat against superior numbers. But this was real. Lives hung in the balance, and failure was not an option. First Blood. The Zarok commanders noticed the approaching human ships with contempt rather than concern. Their scanners showed 12 small vessels approaching their fleet of 15 massive warships. To the Zarok, it looked like a joke. They had terrorized this sector of space for 50 years without serious opposition. These tiny ships would be destroyed quickly, and then they could return to their profitable work. Commander Vrakesh, leader of the Zarok fleet, opened a communication channel to the approaching vessels. His voice was a deep growl filled with arrogance. Unknown ships, you are interfering with Zarok Dominion operations. Withdraw immediately or be destroyed. This is your only warning. Admiral Chen's response was ice cold. Zarok vessels, you are attacking an unarmed civilian population. Cease your bombardment immediately and withdraw from this system. This is your only warning. Vrakesh laughed, the sound harsh and cruel. You dare threaten us with your pathetic little ships. We are the Zarok Dominion. We take what we want. These Marathi will make excellent slaves, and their world will enrich us. Now leave before we add your wreckage to the debris field." Chen cut the channel and addressed her fleet. "You heard him. Show them what happens when you threaten humanity. All ships, engage at will." The destroyer Lightning made the first move. Captain Jessica Davis pushed her ship to accelerations that would have crushed most alien crews. The human crew, evolved on a high-gravity world, barely noticed the force as their ship screamed toward the nearest Zarok vessel at impossible speeds. The Lightning's weapons opened fire while still at maximum range, sending concentrated particle beams across space. The Zarok ship tried to turn its heavy forward guns toward this attacking pest, but the Lightning was already gone, having changed vectors with a maneuver that would have torn apart most galactic vessels. The human destroyer struck again from a different angle, its weapons targeting the junction between the enemy ship's armor plates. Vrakish watched in shock as his warship shields flickered and failed under the precise assault. What are these creatures? How can such a small ship move like that? He was about to find out that the Lightning was just the beginning. The heavy cruiser Defiant engaged two Zarok ships simultaneously. Captain Rodriguez used tactics that no galactic commander had ever seen before. His ship accelerated, decelerated, and changed direction with brutal efficiency, always staying just ahead of enemy targeting systems. The Defiant's weapons struck again and again at weak points in Zarok armor, each hit calculated to cause maximum damage. The Zarok ships were built like fortresses, designed to absorb punishment from standard galactic weapons. But human weapons were different. They were designed to penetrate the natural armor of Earth's megafauna, creatures with hides thicker than starship plating. Against Zarok armor, the human particle cannons and railguns cut through like knives through flesh.